Welcome, everyone. This is what you've been waiting for. The NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan, joined by Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke. Our starting lineups will look at the matchups here and who we'll see for our starting five for both teams. First, for the West All-Stars, Chris Paul is out there with Kobe. And at center, the most dominant physical presence in the NBA, the elite defensive big man, Dwight Howard. And it's Durant, and it's Griffin in at the four spot. And for the East, Kyrie Irving is out there with Dwayne Wade. And patrolling the paint, one of the fiercest defenders in NBA history and former MVP and Defensive Player of the Year. A big ticket, Kevin Garnett. Then it's Anthony, and it's LeBron in at the four slot. And so here are the West All-Stars. There's the lob to the hoop. Trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it. Outside Anthony from the arc. And unable to corral the miss, and it goes out of play.
And in the 2011-2012 season, Melo had a down year from behind the arc. Shot a career low. But he bounced back last year, guys. Definitely made him a more dynamic offensive threat, knocking down threes at a much better clip.
Catching up on changes for the West. Harden comes in for Kobe. And Tony Parker subbed in for Chris Paul. Feeds to Harden. Now Griffin inside. And the pass goes out of bounds, and they'll turn it over.
Boy, did they ever make a mess out of that one. A terrible turnover.
And here are the East All-Stars now. Irving kicks to LeBron. This one for three. Harden grabs the miss. And for Carmelo Anthony last season, by far a career high in three-pointers attempted.
Well, he's capable of making shots from out there for sure. This was really a big part of the strategy for the Knicks offense. They wanted to spread the floor with him at that power forward spot. And if he had a bigger player guarding him, he could either take him outside for those threes or use his quickness to go right around him.
And the first one at the line is good.
Kevin Durant is one of the most laid-back and easygoing guys you'll meet in the NBA. But don't be fooled. He's as fiery a competitor on the court as anyone else in the league. He's a superstar because he has the talent but also the drive.
Durant hits them both. And I think when you talk about the drive of Kevin Durant, Clark, it all comes from his love of the game.
I love watching Kevin Durant play. He is such a special talent, and you can see the inherent joy that he has in playing the game. I mean, it's palpable. It's obvious. He's a big-time gym rat, and he just loves to work on the game and continue to refine his skills. He's a joy to watch.
Parker's shot is off. Gone 0-3 from the field to start the game. Now let's find out what head coach Greg Popovich had to say to Doris Burke. Doris?
The phrase superstar gets tossed around the league a lot these days, but that is how he described Dwayne Wade. He said that D. Wade's the guy we'll be giving the most attention to because he can function either as a playmaker or a scorer, saying no matter what he chooses to do, he can hurt you. We have to be ready for everything. Easier said than done, guys.
Thanks a lot, Doris. Irving. Three-pointer. That falls. Nice feed that time from Dwayne Wade. Irving's got 5.
Well, he found the perfect spot behind the arc there. Big gap in the defense.
Parker drives in. Harden. 1:07 left to play in the first. And it's good.
Well, he's established himself as one of the league's premier clutch performers, you know, with some unbelievable plays down the stretch of tight ball games.
Very true, Steve. I mean, he's also one of those guys who doesn't take long at all to get on a roll offensively. He's a fun player to watch when he gets hot.
No luck. So the East All-Stars will take it the other way. Garnett in the post. Griffin's there. And Garnett misses. Gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. And Parker, here we go. Harden buries the long-range jumper. Harden's got 5 points so far.
That is not enough coverage. Got to do better than that defensively. Basically no coverage. I mean, defense did not look very good there.
Gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Parker passes to Harden. And the foul on Dwayne Wade. That's his first foul. We're about 3 minutes into this first quarter. And Parker, here we go. And he's knocked off course by the D. The foul called. He'll shoot free throws. It's his first trip to the line. Free throw good by Parker. That one falls, so he hits both of them.
Boy, that was solid. I'll tell you, he's one of the best there is up there at the foul line.
Will it go? He hits the back iron and sinks the shot. And that concludes the first quarter of play. West All-Stars lead. And we welcome you back to more NBA action. Players looking hydrated and plenty of Gatorade to help them get their job done tonight. Looking here, guys, at what we've seen so far from the West All-Stars. What do you think?
Big boost from their bench there, guys, in that first quarter. They did a nice job coming in and really giving this team a lift.
Yeah, it's a nice attribute to have. Firepower coming off the pine early. That's good stuff.
Shots good by Lee.
Well, he recognized the advantage size-wise, and he went right at the defender. That's how you do it.
You know, often when we think of freakish athleticism in the NBA, it's those with strength and explosiveness like LeBron or Dwight Howard. But Kevin Durant physically is unique in his own right. Sure, he's got a slight build, but his mobility for his height, unparalleled.
The 11-footer. Parker with another miss. You think about the length of Kevin Durant, the reach of a center with the fluidity, Steve, of a guard.
Such a rare combination, Kevin, and it gives them a huge advantage at both ends of the floor. I mean, defensively, you think about the blocks and the steals and rebounds. And then offensively, the ability to play above his opponents.
Dang dishes to George. No good.
Tried to get a little too fancy with that one.
Unless the alley-oop is going to be uncontested on both ends of the play, you're better off avoiding it.
Marcus Aldridge is checked in for Zach Randolph. And we've played through the first minute here in the second. It's tipped. Paul George with the steal. Let's check out what Doris Burke has for us.
Guys, it's hard to doubt that LeBron James, after 2 straight titles and 4 MVPs in the last 5 years, seems to be at the top of his game. LeBron candidly said, quote, "I'm at my highest peak. I don't know if I can continue to improve," but he certainly remains motivated, saying, quote, "At the end of the day, I have a goal to be the best of all time, and I'm going to put that pressure on myself." And Kevin, if he can just stay at this level for a long period of time, he may get there.
I like his chances. Thanks. Now here's Parker. After the miss from Tyson Chandler. And off the left side of the rim, and it swirls in for him.
Well, I tell you what, Greg Popovich, a really impressive leader for the Spurs. He's able to keep all of his players locked into what's best for the team. Has a military background, played basketball and studied at the Air Force Academy before serving 5 years in the Air Force. And you know some of the leadership that he brings to his position was learned from his past experiences.
And here is Parker. After Paul George getting his 3 to go. Double team on Parker. Paul George with the steal. And here we go. George heading to the hoop. Rondo. Good on the shot. Rondo's got his second bucket of the game to go. And Clark, you mentioned Pop's time at the Air Force Academy. That's where he got his start in the coaching ranks.
Yeah, 6 years as an assistant there. He's head coach at Pomona, an assistant coach with the Golden State Warriors and the Spurs, and eventually moved into the front office in San Antonio. But wow, what an amazing run it's been for him. 17 years as the head coach of the Spurs.
And here is Dang following the 3 from Kevin Durant. That's good.
How about the response? Retaliation. Impressive, huh, guys?
I'll say exactly that as well. Nice job to recover those 3 points right away.
Parker kicks to Durant. Dishes to Duncan. Durant with a screen on Dang. Duncan, he's covered by Rondo. There's Parker with the 3. Gets it to go. Parker's got 7 points. Here's Holiday. And a tight game here as we end the first half. West All-Stars out in front, up 4.
And now, brought to you by Sprint.
And it's halftime out in New Orleans.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
Well, both sides have assessed what they need to do over the break in halftime. We'll see now if one can pull out a way here in the third. Look at Tony Parker. What a contribution.
Yeah, he had a sensational first half, which was made, I think, even more significant given the amount of extra defensive help was paid to him.
Yeah, but for him, it's nothing out of the ordinary. I mean, we don't expect anything less. And I'll bet he continues to do the same kind of damage through the final 2 quarters.
The shot's good from Irving.
You look at Irving and how much success he's had early in his NBA career. I think the only thing standing between him and true stardom right now is health. He's just had a lot of nagging injuries. He would love to put together an injury-free season. That's what they call the $1 million move with the 10-cent finish.
Here's Wade, and it's all evened up.
Some big points there. I mean, they got him on a nice play to get the ball right to the bucket.
That's what they're looking for down the stretch, Clark. More of the same. Get it inside.
And for Kyrie Irving, his first All-Star appearance last season, and just like his second year.
Well, you look at his age and what he's doing. Really a skilled scorer and playmaker already with size and athleticism. I like his savvy, too, Kevin. He's very slick in how he gets around the basketball court. This kid has a chance to perhaps be an MVP-caliber player in a few more years. You know, it's always fun to play the hypothetical game with players. One with LeBron is just how good is he? Like, would he be able to go deep in March Madness playing with a good high school team? That might not be as ridiculous as you think.
And Clark, you talked about LeBron and the college level. He looks like he's playing against college players, you know, Steve, with his strength and his size.
Well, he can do everything. No matter what you ask of him on the floor, he can do it. He can play point guard, he can play power forward, and defensively, I mean, how about last year during the playoffs? 1 minute he's guarding David West. In the next series, he's guarding Tony Parker. So the versatility is just incredible.
Off the charts, you're right. From the sideline, let's catch up with Doris Burke.
Well, guys, Spurs head coach Greg Popovich, one of the most respected coaches in the league. As hard as he works, he's never took the game or himself too seriously. Asked about his creativity as a coach, he said, quote, "Oh, heck, I don't know anything about innovation. Here's my innovation. I drafted Tim Duncan. Okay, end of story. Guys, always a straight shooter."
Thank you, Doris. I would say Coach Popovich sold himself a little bit short. He's a very humble guy and very well respected.
Oh, he sure is. And he knows how much Duncan does out there, but we all know what a great coach Pop is.
Back to Howard. Great communication on the alley-oop.
Stupendous. I love that word. Save that one. The word and the jam. I want to see it again.
Just beautiful.
You can't top that. I love the alley-oop play. So much fun to watch.
Gotten 4 of the first 5 second-half shots to fall. 80% since the break. LeBron kicks to Anthony. The dish to Irving. It's up a 3. They get it again. Gone 3 of 7 on field goal attempts here in the second half. In low to Howard. The rim is shaking.
I don't know that this is the time for that kind of flair. In a close game, the important thing is the 2 points, not the dramatics.
Oh, come on, Clark. He had to go for it, didn't he?
I'm with you, Kevin. You can't fault him for that. I mean, just let him go. Who cares?
So the West ends up going with the new group. A little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the third. It's Harden with the drive. Pass to Duncan. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Duncan's got his first 2 points.
So nice to have a guy like that who can take charge at any time.
Yeah, so many of his passes, Steve, have led directly to baskets. They've raised their field goal percentage just above 50% here. They actually look like a totally different team than what we saw in the first half. Much better execution offensively.
Well, at least the defender got his money's worth on that one.
Yep, that was an easy whistle for the official.
West All-Stars shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game. The first free throw is good. And Parker drops them both. Gone 5 of 7 from the field in the third quarter. Let's see if they can keep it up. George, defended by Durant. And there's Paul George on the assist by Holiday. And it's 6 points for Paul George. Now Parker, he's got 11. Durant, the layup off target.
Well, those chances are almost always 2 points for him. I guess the defense did what it had to do to bother him.
And we just finished the All right, we welcome you back to what's been a hard-fought battle. Fourth quarter should be good. And guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for the West All-Stars?
Man, they keep piling up the assists, guys. Great ball movement.
You know, they've also been very good from the free throw line. I mean, that's been a very important part of what they've done today.
The pass to Harden. There's the three. Goes back up. And it's laid in by Aldridge. Aldridge has got the first points up on the board here in the fourth for the West All-Stars. Rondo kicks to Holiday. Back to Rondo. Passes it to Day. He dishes it to George. From downtown, LaMarcus Aldridge grabs the miss. Aldridge has got 3 rebounds so far in the game. It's Harden with the drive. Into Tim Duncan. The West making some changes. Well, 50% from the floor. Wade passes to Irving. Anthony kicks to LeBron. 3-pointer. And it's James Harden with the rebound.
After fighting back into it, they had a chance to tie this thing up.
Steve, I love it. They are not going away. They've brought it close right now. Their interior defense has been dismal.
Yeah, and unfortunately, their offense in the paint hasn't been a whole lot better.
Here's Bosch. That falls. Nice feed that time from Dwayne Wade. Wade's got 3 assists now in this one. Gone 2 of 4 from the field since we started the final quarter of play. And the foul on Dwayne Wade. That'll be his second foul of the game. And so here are the West All-Stars. 3-point lead. That shot wide open. 8 points for James Harden.
And that kind of defense is just not going to cut it, guys. They have to get a hand in his face.
And so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
He is arguably the best defensive player in the game today. The amazing thing is that he can guard all 5 positions. You think back, I think that's unprecedented. I don't think anybody has ever had that type of defensive ability in the history of this league.
Yeah, I'd agree with you there. I mean, and his defense is so good it even makes highlights. How about that? I mean, you love his aggressiveness, chasing down blocks, staying on ball handlers at the hip. I mean, knocking the ball against the backboard. I mean, he does everything, and he does it with such force and agility and flair, but it's kind of understated flair. I mean, he is really quite special as a player.
gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the fourth quarter. And here's Anthony for 3, and good on the basket. Hook it.
The defense got butterflies the second that shot went up because they know he typically delivers in the clutch.
Irving against Paul. Griffin.
You can see the eye contact there. Gave a little nod and then burst to the rim for the alley-oop slam.
No doubt, Clark. A pair of teammates with a terrific feel for each other out on the floor.
And what a play to make in a close game, a potential momentum builder.
Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
Thanks, guys. I got a chance to hear what Eric Spoelstra was saying to his team. He told his guys, time's running low. If we're going to make our move, it's going to be now. Are you guys ready? And as they nodded, he said, let's go get it. Kevin?
And that one ends up out of bounds. They'll keep possession. And we're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter now. Wade dishes to LeBron. Count it! And that shot brings them to within just 1.
Well, they're having major trouble dealing with LeBron.
Ball against Irving from downtown. East grabs the miss.
Well, I'm shocked he didn't make that one. He usually knocks that one down with ease.
T-Wade on the wing. Fourth quarter of play, we're about 2.5 minutes through it right now. And the ball goes out of play, unable to keep it in. Kobe's checked in for the West. Gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. Durant attacking. Griffin. Back to Durant. And it's Irving with the rebound.
I thought he'd make that one. And that's his range, and the defense nowhere to be seen.
Howard with the steal. And there's the whistle, called a clear path foul there. Yep. And he'll shoot 2 at the line. Good on the first, and that will put them up by 2. So he gets them both, and it's a 3-point game.
That last free throw was critical. Their only choice now is to go for the 3 to tie.
When they foul intentionally, that's what they have to do at this point.
Well, you do what you have to do to extend this game and try to get the ball back.
In this situation, clock management crucial.
And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 5-point game.
No mistakes there. I think you can close the book on this one, guys. It's done.
Twelve seconds left in the fourth quarter. Cans the 3.
He's so reliable. His offense seems to be consistently there for this team.
9 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. And they stop the clock as soon as they can with the intentional foul. He drops the first one, and that makes it a 3-point lead. And so he drops them both. It's a 4-point ball game. Here's Garnett. Deep 2 from Anthony. Yes! And an intentional foul there stops the clock. First free throw is good, and that makes it a 3-point lead. So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 4-point ball game. Howard with the steal. So a close game sees the West All-Stars taking this one. And Clark, you know, it was quite a nail biter.
Yeah, it was tight. Their guys were able to come up with big plays down the stretch, and that's the difference.
Well, that'll do it. For Doris Burke, Steve Kerr, and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan saying so long. We'll see you next time. And as we leave, we give you our Jordan Player of the Game, James Harden.
Hello and welcome. Great to have you along here for the NBA on 2K Sports. Friday Hoops Fest coming up next. It'll be the East All-Stars facing off against the West All-Stars. And that'll do it from the studio. Let's get you out to Kevin Harlan and the rest of the 2K Sports broadcast crew at the arena. I'll see you back here at halftime.
It's an NBA afternoon game here on this Thursday. Kevin Harlan here with Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr. Now a chance to check out tonight's starting lineups. First, for the East All-Stars, Rajon Rondo is out there with Dwayne Wade. And patrolling the paint, one of the fiercest defenders in NBA history and former MVP and Defensive Player of the Year. The big ticket, Kevin Durant. Then it's Anthony. And it's LeBron in at the 4 spot. And then for the West All-Stars, Chris Paul is out there with Kobe. We've got Durant, no doubt one of the premier big men in the league, a superstar talent all the way around. Then there's Russell Westbrook, and it's Harden in at the 4 slot. And here's LeBron outside.
Boy, even though he missed, you can't give up that kind of a look very often.
Yeah, they're lucky that they didn't get burned on that one.
Well, his heart might be in Oklahoma City now, but growing up, Kevin Durant said he wanted to be, of all things, a Raptor. That's right, he was a Raptor fan. A lot of it, he said, was just wanting to be part of something new.
Well, those chances are almost always 2 points for him. I guess the defense did what it had to do to bother him.
Here's Kobe, and counting. 2 points with a chance for one more at the free throw line.
He's very savvy in traffic. When he gets inside, has a kind of an uncanny way of shielding himself from contact and finding a way to finish at the rim.
And Steve, he's a player that's extremely hard to cool off. I mean, he picks up right where he left off after every break in the action, it seems. Timeouts, halftime, it doesn't matter. When he's hot, he stays hot.
The West All-Stars making a switch here. Parker's checked in. And going back to Durant, I'm sure the Raptors would have loved to have had him. I got to be honest, I did not know he grew up a Raptors fan.
I had no idea. I'm guessing maybe he fell in love with Vince Carter at the dunk contest.
Maybe that was it, yeah. And now Doris Burke has an update from the sidelines.
Yes, Kevin, I spoke briefly with Eric Spoelstra, and my first question was, what's the plan against Kevin Durant? Probably the premier scorer in the entire league. He said, well, it starts with trying to keep the ball out of his hands, because once he catches it, you're kind of at his mercy. Guys, Durant is so long, he can just shoot over the top. When he does get the ball, expect to see some double teams.
All right, Doris, thank you very much.
You know, Heat head coach Eric Spoelstra worked his way up from the very bottom in that organization. I mean, he got his start as a video coordinator, and through years of hard work and dedication, has really become an outstanding coach.
Now Anthony, after Westbrook's missed 3. Here's Anthony. And it's Anthony again missing.
Most of the time, that shot will go down, or the defenders have to make sure they tag him.
Kobe, the pass to Harden. His 3-pointers off the mark. And back to Coach Eric Spoelstra as a guy who got his start as a video coordinator, picking the game apart. Steve, he's very comfortable with the new advanced stat movement, analytics in the NBA.
Yeah, and I've had a chance to speak with him quite a bit. He says that the way they use advanced stats is just as a conversation piece in the coaching room. Their analytics department will bring them various information, and it will force them to ask questions, which is very healthy for a coaching staff to do.
Now here's Parker after the miss from Kevin Garnett. Westbrook kicks to Harden, fades and shoots. And that comes off the assist by Russell Westbrook. Harden's got his first 2 points. Back to Anthony. LeBron James on the wing. From downtown, Carmelo Anthony, and that's good.
Boy, you got to love that assist by LeBron.
There's 18 seconds left in the first quarter. It's Kobe Bryant on the wing. Pulls up from the corner. And it's wide right. It's off the rim.
That's not a sight you see very often. I mean, he has a great feel for that jump shot, especially when he's open.
Here's Rondo. And still a close game as the first quarter comes to a close. Neither team able to build much of a lead up to this point as we start the second quarter. Looking here, guys, at what we've seen so far from the West All-Stars, what do you think?
The defense was really impressive there, guys, in that first quarter. They came out focused right from the beginning.
And, Steve, that's a big part of why they're on top right now.
Here's Howard. And count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more.
Outstanding job there to absorb the contact and guide it in.
That's how you impose your will against the defender. He came to play.
Tell you what, he takes a lot of punishment inside. When Howard gets the ball in deep, defenses are looking to foul him hard because of his difficulties at the free throw line.
And he's a devastating finisher when you let him power it up to throw it down. And he's a former dunk contest champ, Steve, so you give him a chance to do that, he'll make you part of his highlight reel.
The shot by George, no good.
Well, you think back to 2011 and 12 when Dwight was playing his final season in Orlando. He just didn't know what was going to happen. He would say one thing, then do another. It turned into a long saga. And then it's kind of the same thing happened last year with the Lakers.
Here is Parker. Paul George making his last shot. Out to Lee. Can't get it to go. The East All-Stars go the other way with it, and it's Paul George with the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
Well, he tried to step in and cut him off, but just not quick enough.
And we have the benefit of replay, but I think they got that one right, which is the case most times, even though fans don't think so.
Tim Duncan, he's checked in for Russell Westbrook. Here's Lee. Lee with another miss. Well, getting back to Howard. He said he knew where he would sign, but there were all sorts of possibilities as he went part through free agency.
Yeah, Kevin, the contenders and pretenders ended up being clear fairly fast. I mean, as you might imagine, when a franchise player hits the market, there's a lot of interest, but ultimately he ended up here, which seems to be a really good fit for him.
Let's go to our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, what do you have?
Yes, gentlemen, for Tim Duncan, there was a time a few years back when his left knee really limited him. He said, quote, physically, I just couldn't do it, but my pain level's down a whole lot. I found something that works, and health-wise, I feel really good. Coach Popovich on Timmy's resurgence said, quote, he's a mentally unique individual in that he's able to sustain the year-round workout regimen, both physically and diet-wise. And guys, we've seen it in action. Last season was one of Duncan's best.
A little insight into his legendary work ethic. Much appreciated, Doris. Joakim Noah, he's checked in for Tyson Chandler. We've got 1:13 left in the second quarter. So an almost entirely new group now for the West. Zach Randolph is checked in for Lee. Aldridge comes in for Dwight Howard. Russell Westbrook in for James Harden. And it's Paul in for Tony Parker. .107 left in the first half of the game.
Obviously, they're evenly matched teams on the inside. The rebound numbers are very even.
Yeah, I've been impressed with just both teams' energy, just really working hard on the board.
The basket counts and one. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it a three-point play. The West All-Stars have converted 1 of 2 free throws so far today.
At the line for one.
And Duncan, no good on that one.
One thing I think that's helped extend Tim Duncan's peak effectiveness, you know, he was dealing with knee issues recently, but he committed to losing weight and slimmed down by over 25 pounds to take away some of that wear and tear on his joints. And, you know, over the last couple of seasons, it certainly seems to have revitalized him.
Randolph can't hit.
Tried to get a little too fancy with that one.
Unless the alley-oop is going to be uncontested on both ends of the play, you're better off avoiding it.
And Clark, you mentioned Duncan slimming down. Steve, I guess he did it swimming in the offseason.
Well, you know, he was a swimmer growing up in the Virgin Islands.
Right.
That was his first sport before he picked up basketball. And I think you can see how it's impacted his strength and his ability to engage that core and really last through these long NBA seasons. He's slimmed down, but he's stayed strong. And I think swimming has played a big role there.
He's jammed himself up a little bit here with that second foul. As long as he can avoid a third before the half, I think he's fine.
West All-Stars shooting their fourth shot at the foul line here.
One shot.
The free throw drops for Duncan. Here's Irving. 9 points in the game so far.
And no need to rush it. They can play for one shot.
And I think they should wait till about the 5-second mark to go for it.
Ball's knocked loose, and that's going to be out of bounds. And they'll keep possession. Now about 3 minutes gone in the second quarter of basketball.
That's what they call the $1 million move at the 10-cent finish.
Here's Aldridge. And that's not going to go. Close game as we wrap up the second quarter. East All-Stars.
And now, brought to you by Sprint.
Thursday night means basketball on 2K Sports.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
Well, both sides have assessed what they need to do over the break in halftime. We'll see now if one can pull out a way here in the third.
A lot of action from Irving. He's giving them just what they would have hoped for today.
I think maybe even more.
So here's Westbrook. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Okay, well, let's check in with Doris Burke reporting from our sideline in this game. Doris, take it away.
Well, fellas, Greg Popovich, known for his sarcastic, sometimes contemptuous answers to some of the questions from us media members. He said it seems to entertain everyone but his wife. She tells him to cut it out, be a grown man, and show some maturity. But he said, I can't. I simply can't do it. Guys?
Yeah, he's a piece of work, isn't he? Thank you, Doris.
You know, it always amazes me, guys, when you look at Rondo, who really doesn't have a reliable jump shot. And yet, because of his quickness, he's still able to get into the heart of the defense and get shots at the rim in the paint. I mean, you just can't do that if teams are giving you space in the NBA unless you have the elite speed of a Rajon Rondo.
No good from Durant. Gone 5 of 8 from three-point land. 15 points and a deep ball for them tonight. And it's Wade with the jam.
You know, guys, that's what he does. He just loves to play that kind of attacking basketball.
Well, back to Rondo, Steve. How is he able to get in the lane like that, even with the defense sagging back and knowing he's going to do what he's going to do?
You know, he's incredibly clever with the ball. He's quick. He's savvy. And you know, sometimes when you sag back, it actually gives the offensive player room to accelerate. And so Rondo kind of goes right at you and then gives you that little Ginobili sidestep and gets to the rim.
Fun player to watch, isn't it?
Sure is.
And the East All-Stars making a change here. Right side, Rondo. LeBron, the three from Anthony. Marcus Aldridge grabs the miss.
Boy, even though he missed, you can't give up that kind of a look very often.
Yeah, they're lucky that they didn't get burned on that one.
Durant. Rondo with some nice D.
Really high-quality shot there, just a little off with his release.
That miss right there will definitely leave him shaking his head.
Here's LeBron. That's in there. Anthony with the assist.
You know, one aspect of their play today that's really been tight and far superior is their passing.
Agreed. I mean, you look at the points, I mean, they're getting a lot of baskets off of assists, so the offense really clicking here.
And some changes here for the East. Joakim Noah, he's checked in for LeBron. Paul George comes in for Carmelo Anthony. And Kyrie Irving subbed in for Rajon Rondo. 1:02 left in the third quarter. Harden against Wade. Bosch on the wing, Irving. And the three off target.
Boy, that's a surprising miss right there. He usually feasts on those wide open opportunities.
Harden's shot is good. Harden's got his second basket.
Boy, the D has to show a little more fight on the interior than they did on that trip. They've got a battle inside.
Well, this game has been tough, Clark. I mean, they're getting after it, and I think they're starting to run a little bit low on energy, possibly.
You know, with all the shots they've knocked down here in the second half, their field goal percentage has crossed the 50% mark.
Well, and that usually leads to a win. I mean, this is just very efficient offense that we're seeing tonight. You got to respect him out there. He can hit that shot.
Bosch dishes to Irving. Outside, George. Back to Irving. Outside, George. Trying to come right back with the three of his own, but it's no good. Outside Durant. Shoots. And that one comes up a bit short. We're at the end of the third, and we've still got a close one. And we're set to start the action up here in the fourth quarter. And if it's anything like the first three, we should be in for a treat. And guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for the East All-Stars?
Well, it's been an outstanding game for them in the open court. Their fast break points really stand out.
And the other thing they're doing, Clark, is scoring a lot of points off turnovers, forcing mistakes and cashing in.
Now here's Rondo from deep. George. The West All-Stars pull it in. Howard's got his third rebound tonight. Kicks to Parker to take the lead. That is good. Parker's got the fourth quarter started here. With a bucket for the West All-Stars.
You know, he's not the most flashy point guard out there, and you don't hear his name when people talk about the best point guards in the game, but I think Parker is one of the best in the business when it comes right down to it. He's able to do so many things out there for you, and just had a dominant season for the Spurs a year ago.
Steve, Parker's fearlessness going to the hoop is what makes him such a devastating player in crunch time. Often you see him go right into a bigger guy, take the contact, and still find a way to finish the play.
Fourth quarter just getting started. 1 minute in the books. LeBron kicks to Rondo. This is to George. LeBron outside. Back to George. Launches it. That doesn't go either for George. Gone 5 of 10 from downtown tonight. 50% exactly. From deep, Harden gets it to go. And it's a 7-point West All-Star lead.
The D with very little pressure on their perimeter shooters. 3 of the last 5 baskets they've allowed have been of the three-point variety.
Yeah, and unless they make some rotations and closeouts defensively, there's more to come, Clark.
Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
Guys, over that last break, I listened to Eric Spoelstra address his team. He told the squad, now is the time when we turn it on and leave them in the rear view mirror. It won't be easy, but guys, I know we can put them away. Let's see if they can deliver, Kevin.
Here's Bosch. Lays it in without an inch of room around him.
That's just run-of-the-mill for him. A typical day at the office. He's one of the more skilled offensive players out there.
Durant for 3. Count that one.
Defender there in the neighborhood, but not quite close enough. Good shot.
Gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Wade passes to Bosch. No good with the triple. And it's the West All-Stars ball. Big run right now going for him, 11-2. Lets it go with the 3. And there's the call on Durant. That's his first foul. There's 57 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Wade drives in, and lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot two. They get Russell Westbrook.
Yeah, the referee's all over that one.
No doubt about it. Clearly a foul. Nothing to argue about there.
And a look at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for the West All-Stars.
These long-range shots look like layups out there, guys.
You know, they're taking care of business in the paint, too. Those are valuable points they've been getting down low.
Both free throws good from Wade.
Flawless trip to the free throw line that time, and that gap just got a little narrower.
Harden dishes to Paul. Puts up a three. That is good.
Now, you hate to see a guy suffer through a game like this, but his team is winning.
Gone 1 of 5 from the field here in the fourth. A lot of misses, just the one made. Shots good by Bosch. Fourth quarter of play, and we're about 2.5 minutes through it right now. Harden kicks to Westbrook. Right side, Kobe. Shoots it. The basket good off the assist from Durant.
A serious game-clinching run. They've taken off here. Impressive.
No backing off. What a surge at the right time.
The basket, the bump, and the foul. Oh, what a play. They can more or less wrap it up right here.
Yeah, as long as they concentrate, get a good look at the basket, make this a smart possession, they should be in good shape.
A little over 2.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth quarter, and no one able to grab it as it goes out of bounds. Timeout called, East All-Stars. They trail by 6. There's 18 seconds left in the fourth. And here are the East All-Stars now. And he lobs it up toward the rim. Bosch passes to LeBron. Dwayne Wade on the wing. Expanding his range. Shot is off. Here's Paul. Misses the shot. So it's the West All-Stars picking up the win. It was a solid win, Clark.
Yeah, it was, and I think it came down to will more than skill. They went out and got this one.
And that'll do it for Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke. This is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. And now we present the Jordan Player of the Game, Russell Westbrook.